okay, we'll get through this. Fast forward now, we'll get through this.
Oh my gosh, here we are, episode 2.
So, dude,
I can't believe it. We got through one pretty quick.
We did. I think the editing, it wasn't terrible. I'm saying that. I know that you did all the editing, but it wasn't terrible for me. So, Jeremy, how do you think it went? How was episode 1?
I will tell you right off the bat, I am so humbled and so grateful for those individuals who watched it and gave us that feedback. That's what we want. Yeah. But the feedback that I did receive is that we seem to be friendly, and we have a good working relationship, which is good. I mean, that's part of our marriage too. We have that, don't we?
I think so.
Okay,
we've been married over 10 years at this point in time. Yeah. I feel like there's something there.
Something. What do you think?
I think it went really well. Again, I appreciate the feedback. I think that's great. I want to see some more topics. I really like the idea of people bringing in some topics. So I want our viewers, our listeners to come to us with some things and some topics that they think are important in the world and what's going on. Again, we talk about in school. Think about this, like back to school days. If you were shy, and I was a shy kid, right? I did not want to raise my hand and ask a question. Let's talk about those topics. Let's bring those up and talk about what that is, right? Yeah. So I think that's important. And I think that's a good thing we can bring to this podcast. So to segue a little bit, Jeremy, tell us about today's episode. Yeah,
today on Fast Forward Now, we're joined by one of the most influential voices in entertainment history. Wow, I'm really struggling with this because I'm super excited. Seriously, I'm really excited. Like, this guy is an icon. He's a legendary voiceover actor who's helped shape generations in animation and pop culture. But I don't know if you know this, but he was on Howard Stern for a little while. Yeah. He was doing a lot of the backup voices and the really, really fun voices.
I didn't know that until you showed me. But now I know. So
no, it's really cool. If you have a chance, take a look. YouTube has everything, right?
Yeah. What else did he do?
Yeah. Futurama. We know him as
awesome show.
Majority of the guy voices is he does in Futurama. Ren and Stimpy, Doug, and to say the least, there it is right there. Red M&Ms now. Are those real M&Ms? Because they look like those little Red Hots. Because I know that you went into our Christmas.
I feel like you should try them before you ask that question.
Oh, no. I see the M on them. Okay, these are legit.
Okay, and to be fair, I actually went through and sorted them out.
Oh,
thank goodness.
How many different colors were there?
Christmas, because there's only red and green. So it made my life a little bit. Yeah. No, it was pretty easy. That being said, if we had more colors, I don't know how many colors M&Ms have, but if there were more, I probably would have said, "Here you go, Jeremy."
Wow,
there's some red M&Ms in here. Anyways, I think that's really cool.
During the conversation, I just wanted to preface on this. We don't talk about his voices necessarily. He'll bring them up. It's really fun the way he does, but we're all about talking about his journey, the struggles in the craft.
Well, and that's it, right? It's a conversation about where we've been as individuals, what we carry forward with us, the baggage that we have, the things that we've learned from, and how the past still shapes who we are now. I always look at it as an opportunity. The days that are hard, the things that we struggle through, it's an opportunity to not only strengthen who we are, to be better and to step up, right?
And that's what Fast Forward Now is all about. But
absolutely.
Please, at this point in time, will you please help us welcome the incredible Billy West on Fast Forward Now. Here we are. Mm-hmm. You to my son, he's 17 years old. Mm-hmm. He loves you. He loves what you've done.
That's so nice.
And I would like to kind of explore where that started. So I know that you were born in Detroit, Michigan. Mm-hmm. And then I knew your adventures took you to Boston. But how did you get from here to here? And then towards the latter part of the question, how did you get from Boston to Southern California?
It was not a pleasant ride. No, I had a drunken, psychotic father who was physically abusive, and I was beaten like a dog every day, and I'm not kidding. And that's being That's being euphemistic about it. Yeah, it got worse. And I wrote about it in my book. And the only place that I could go in this world where I felt safe and sane and normal, all my little friends lived in a box in the corner of the room called a TV set.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in the 1950s. And there was no word for autism then.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no word for ADHD or OCD, any of that stuff. Nothing. And so I hated school because I couldn't figure out anything. Nothing made sense to me. I couldn't tie a necktie. I couldn't tie my shoes. But I could listen to things on television, and I could recite reams of dialogue from television shows and movies. This is before I had a tape recorder. They didn't really have them. And but I could remember, and I could remember how things sounded, and I there was no one to show it to. I mean, even if you could do things, you were just being an annoyance. No one knew where you were coming from.
Yeah.
So it was no fun. I hated school, and I couldn't wait till I got out. And when I did get out, I became a musician.
Mm.
And I just went on the road with bands and different musical groups. And then I started to do stand-up comedy very, very briefly in Boston in 1980, 79, 80. And this opportunity came along to do something on the radio.
Was that with
which
Charles?
was local radio.
Was that
What's
with
that?
Charles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Charles Lacordaire, and it was at WBCN in Boston. Station's no longer there, but it was kind of a magical place. And lucky for me, they were open to creativity and they enjoyed comedy and humor. And when I first got there, I met my friend Eddie Gordetsky, who I go back with 43 years, and he's like Chuck Lorre's partner in production.
Wow.
Eddie created the show Mom. Eddie was just his worldview was way bigger than mine. And so it was fun to be around him. And it was fun that we could reference the same things, literature and movies. Nobody else, though. I mean, it was just like this little two-man club. Yeah, maybe third person somewhere in Boston, but that's it. And so he would write, and then I would voice stuff, and I learned to produce stuff. So that's where I was coming from. I would write my own bits and record them, and they would go on the air. And I also had a substance abuse problem, terrible, and I almost died a bunch of times, but I pulled out of a nosedive, and when I did, I thought that I had gone as far as I could at that station in Boston, and so I moved to New York City.
Okay.
And that was where Howard Stern was.
Sure.
What's Billy talking about, Robin?
That was good. I suppose, again, like you had said, the voices, the sounds, it's like a sponge up here.
Yeah.
And then as you're saturated, especially if you were listening to Howard Stern, you just picked it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was there.
Yeah.
And I used to do a lot of character stuff, and it plays to this very day. I mean, stuff from 30 years ago. People weren't even born are watching it and going, "You're not still there?" No, I left 30 years ago.
The voice is.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
and then I was auditioning for Nickelodeon at the time, cartoons. I was doing every audition I could find, running around New York. And Nick was going to have their own Sunday morning cartoon block to compete with the networks.
Yep.
And Jerry Laybourne, the woman running things at Nickelodeon said, we're going to do Sunday mornings. The networks are doing Saturday mornings. They just wanted to be different. And they sure were. And then their programming was way different, too. They had a show called Doug, which I did. Dear Journal, hi, it's me, Doug. No, it ain't you lying loser. You lousy, rotten loser. And then there was Ren and Stimpy. Hey, Ren, will you button me? Will you shut up, you fool? If I kill you, Stimpy. And, that was what I was doing at the time. And I was auditioning for commercials and, always looking for more work. And some things I had to travel for, like doing Ren and Stimpy. I was living in New York, but I had to go to California once a week to record.
Yikes.
And then I was doing Doug in New York City.
Okay.
All this at the same time.
That was burning. That's burning the stick at both ends, my friend.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, you're young and vibrant. You could handle it then.
Yeah. No, I was already almost 40 then.
Wow.
30 years ago? Yeah, I was almost 40.
Wow. Look at you. That's some gumption, man. That's something right there. And then, so you also went on to doing the Looney Tunes. Some of the Looney Tunes, like Bugs Bunny is, I mean, who doesn't know Bugs Bunny? So iconic. And as you talk about Sunday morning.
Well, Ivan Reitman produced that movie, and he saw me because he produced Howard Stern's movie, Private Parts.
Yep.
And he saw me in action at the station. He would sit there in the morning and watch us just go, create stuff out of nowhere, out of nothing. And he asked me if I would audition, and I got the audition. So and I got to work with Michael Jordan too, dog.
That is so amazing.
Ain't I a little stinker?
And then on top of that, you also did Elmer Fudd. Yes.
Shh. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
So you must have looked up to Mel Blanc.
Oh, of course.
He must have been one of those.
Well, he lit the way for all of us, really.
Yeah.
I mean, their voice actor, no one even knew what or who they were because they didn't get credit.
Right.
Everybody else got credits. And the voice actors was like, no, keep them obscured. The cartoon is the star.
And you know what? There's still something to that. I remember Jim Cummings was saying that for the Winnie the Pooh movie, all the stars got to go in, and here's Jim Cummings, Winnie the Pooh. He gets in line to go into the theater. Hey, I'm sorry, you're not on the list.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm not on the list?
Yeah.
I'm Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, sorry, you're not on this list.
Yes.
Oh, Ewan McGregor, come on in. Understand. Come on in, Ewan. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Wow.
We get treated like the redheaded bastard stepchildren of the industry. And the joke is that we have 100 times more talent than any of the celebrities.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say that because it's true.
Yeah. The versatility.
I mean, they don't belong doing voices, number one.
Yeah.
Because that's not their bailiwick. I mean, it's like sending a bunch of highly skilled plumbers to go win the World Series for you. They're really good at what they do, but they don't belong in Fenway Park. They tried to finesse that with a couple of Hanna-Barbera things, live action Yogi Bear. And, we'll get Dan Aykroyd to do Yogi, and we'll get
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake to do
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo. And they said, he sounds just like him. And I'm sitting there laughing. No, he doesn't. You just want it to be that way. You want it. It's magical thinking because of celebrity worship, but they don't want to pay us. They would rather opt for people that they have to pay millions of dollars to for some reason.
I think of voiceover work very much like a teacher. You have to love doing what you're doing because you're not going to make the billions of dollars that take for instance, Tom Cruise is making in his
No.
productions. You're just not. But you've got to love it.
Well, he's worth it, for what he does. It's just when they start thinking they're entitled to just hop into a animation production and do voices, I have a problem with that. Because I guard the craft. I mean, and I want to make sure the bar is way off the ground, like most of my compatriots, most of my colleagues. Give 1,000% no matter what. And I don't know what's going to happen with AI and all that junk, but that's a fight that they're involved with now.
Yeah, I will tell you, regardless of how well we tune up the machine, there's nothing that's going to be able to replace that human piece, the human touch, including the voice.
Well, it's creepy. I've heard interviews of me where the interviewer doesn't even exist,
Oh, geez.
and I never did the interview.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's people playing with buttons.
There's got
And it's the new home game. Everybody will be able to make movies. Everybody will be able to make albums. Everybody could have a phony, non-existent hit on the charts. That's because it's so seductive to the average person. It's like, what do you mean? I can do anything now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Well,
But you didn't create anything.
right.
You pressed buttons and
Sure.
you wished for things and they just appeared. Just because you can wish for things and they appear doesn't mean you have good taste.
And I think
or that you're funny.
Yeah, exactly. The AI jokes aren't quite there yet.
Yeah.
But I think there is a proper balance with AI and what's appropriate that we can utilize, and AI that we're really infringing on what we should be working on, what we should be doing, which is the craft of whatever that might be, whether it's acting or producing.
AI has to it has to brain drain. It has to read and study volumes of literature and people's creative writing and all the books, every subject. I mean, it was done by someone else, and it just takes it, and also performances it captures and studies form and sound and all that. But it's all this shit that someone else created going into a blender, and they just press the button, and then pour it out, according to what they want. And it's creepy.
Yeah.
I want to know there's a beating human heart behind anything I'm listening to or watching. Yeah.
Amen.
Otherwise, I just feel like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's the end craft that I'm excited to experience and share with. Take, for instance, you. I'm excited that I get this opportunity to speak with you, to talk with you, because you've created so many smiles and laughs and thoughts. And you've also conquered a lot of barriers that take, for instance, myself. I myself am a father. My son has autism.
Yes.
And I will tell you, my wife and I have an older son and daughter who are 39, 29. So we thought we knew how to be parents, right? We know how to be parents. We've done this before. It's not a big deal. My son comes along and we're like, there's something different. And it wasn't, he's different. It was, we're failing somehow. How are we failing right now? Because we've done this in the past. This should be a rinse and repeat how to be a parent. But we introduced
Not in that
this
situation.
No,
because it comes in different degrees, different ends, high end, high functioning, mid, low. I mean, it's quite an amazing thing. But what all of them have is there's gifts in there. There's gifts, and I have a feeling. I mean, I go to Comic-Cons and I meet thousands of people. Seriously, I sign autographs and meet thousands of people, and most of them are on the spectrum, and they're what we affectionately used to call geeks. I was a geek.
I love it.
yeah, Mickey Mantle meant nothing to me, but Dawes Butler and Don Messick were deities to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Harryhausen, all the people in special effects, and yeah, that's the only thing that mattered. But that's the way I was wired from birth, and uh, I remember people trying to understand why you did what you did or why you thought the way you did. And you were just, and the term is very descriptive, neurodivergent.
Hmm.
But I also meet these people that have qualities. Most of them are so compassionate, understanding, they're very accepting of others. And we as a society are losing those qualities right now at light speed. People are turning into nutcases.
Hmm.
And these kids that I meet, they're not nutty. They're not mentally ill. Yes, so what? They're awkward. They have degrees of autism, but they are loving and they
Hmm.
are kind. I'm not seeing a lot of that from the average person
Hmm.
nowadays.
So.
Um, and people are getting dumber. It's like nature has a tough enough job, trying to make sure we evolve forward and not backwards. I mean, if I was nature, Mother Nature, and I'm standing in Yellowstone Park, and there's a guy kicking a napping buffalo,
Hmm.
and the buffalo wakes up and kills him. You just say, "Well, he had to go. I had to take him out. He's too stupid to exist." And the guy doing the video is next because he's almost as stupid, And
That's
this is
so
what we
true.
have.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I think it dawned on me they can't explain the explosion of autistic births. And I said, I can explain it. I know exactly what it is. It's evolution. It's nature making an intervention in the human condition because
Hmm.
we're going to become too stupid
Yeah.
to exist.
Yeah.
And so something has to happen, as it always has. It's called evolution. And yes, this is the beginnings of it. This is what I believe. And
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that thinks that either.
I've never heard this, but I love this idea because when my wife and I have gone to the doctor with our son to better understand as
Yes.
parents, how can we raise, how can we understand, how can we continue to emotionally embrace and love and support? Because there are times when my 17-year-old will say, I can't do it. I have autism. And that's when I'm like, listen, you can do anything you set your mind to. As a matter of fact, look at what you've done here, 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 here. And I show him all these things that when I was your age, I could have
Hmm.
never, ever have come up with a concept that you came up with within seconds.
Yes.
So,
Well, they have to understand their gifts.
oh, yes. Amen. And that's why my wife and I adore you, Billy, because you're an advocate and you're showing not only individuals who have autism, but you're also showing parents what's possible. I have this kid who's
met
throwing a fit, throwing things around, not screaming, and it just doesn't want to be around anybody, doesn't get it, but we figure it out.
You figure it out, and you find out that he is advanced level mathematics genius. This is what I've noticed and what I've met. Um, the little girl came up and she was nonverbal, but she liked characters and she loved the sound of them, particularly. That's what gets through.
Yes,
For some reason, the voices get through to them.
yes, yes.
And that's the thing that opens the doorway. And I get it. I was the same way. I used to hear something and I would just be molecularly, destroyed. I would be like, "Oh my God, what did I just hear? How can a human being?" And I would figure out these are adults doing this, but I don't know how or why. And so I met a couple that had this little girl, like I said, and she was nonverbal, but she was being shy and everything. And the father leans over to me and said, she's a mathematics genius. She's 5 years old. And I was like, Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised?
Oh my gosh, my son is a born to be lawyer. Man, he knows the words, he knows the terms, he knows how to get in and get everything out of you within seconds. And it's amazing what he's able to do and how early he was able to do it. Oh my gosh, it is.
Wow,
again, just thank you. Thank you for being an example. Thank you for having the courage to continue to drive it and move it, man. I'm so excited for the next Comic-Con to come around the corner with you there. I want to, he lives in Minnesota. My wife and I live in Florida here, but I'm so excited to introduce him to you because he's talked about you.
Oh man,
you've done so much. And we've really started looking into what are some of the accomplishments that have been out there from other individuals? Danny Aykroyd has talked a little bit about it. Amazing. They say that Einstein, Steve Jobs, they have all the traits that they had them too. And we're talking about geniuses here.
Musk, autism.
Again, all brilliant. All brilliant individuals.
Well, they've always existed, except there wasn't an explosion of births like that. And now they're scratching their heads. Why is this happening? Oh, it's because the mothers took Tylenol. And I'm saying, eat me. There was no Tylenol when I was a kid. I was born in the 1950s. There was no Tylenol. And autism was diagnosed and discovered in 1949. So they're full of shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's very plain. And it's something that's always existed when the human condition needs help and it's in trouble. There has to be an intervention.
And it is amazing how how we as human beings are able to evolve to that level, how we're able to identify, but
you have to confront nature, which is something that our technology and our way of life can successfully avoid. Nature and the forces of nature. We can just avoid it because we don't have to deal with it, we think. But this is something that's right up close and personal. And you have to say, okay, something is going on here. Something really important is going on. Yeah.
As the Red M&M would say, they do exist.
Or he said, have you ever eaten me? I have.
I love that, man. And the Honey Nut Cheerios bee. And, you know, one thing that was what shocked me was Popeye. Now that's a voice that, you know, I've played with my range before and I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. But to get down here, is how?
Well, there's chambers that you have, and it appears that it's endless combinations of things that the throat can do. And you know, like I was doing a robot, a cyborg type thing, and it was menacing people on Futurama. And it just said, you know, kill all humans, kill, kill. And I just, you know, because I've been doing those things since I was 8 years old.
Sure.
And the Popeye thing is the same thing. It's like there's all these registers, you know, like, yo, how are you? I bring you some flowers. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. I mean, yeah. Very Frank Welker. He's able to get down in that.
But he can do anything. That guy has control over every chamber in his body.
Man.
And he's a force of nature. You know, I mean, I remember watching The Wizard of Oz and hearing those sped up voices and then hearing like the bad trees, you know. Put that back.
Yeah. That's right.
Like somebody picking apples off of you. Put that back. Yeah.
That's amazing. And to relate to Frank, you also jumped on for a little while the Scooby-Doo series as Shaggy Rogers.
Yes, I only did it once for Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
And
Yeah, it was a movie.
how did you
And
how'd you get that role?
well, Casey Kasem was still alive, but he didn't. For some reason, he was getting upset that they ate too much meat or something. He was a militant vegetarian. I mean, militant. So he'd be reading and he'd go, "Come on, Scoob, let's go get a hot dog or a ham. Why does it always have to be meat?" No, seriously, he didn't like that they were eating meat, and so they wanted veg. He wanted veg snacks, and eventually, I think he threw his hands up in the air, and yeah. So they were auditioning, and lots of
Wow.
people auditioned for it, and I
Sure.
just happened to get it.
Wow. Yeah, no, out of the whole Scooby-Doo series, Shaggy was well, Casey Kasem was one of my childhood heroes.
Yes.
Just his voice, the weekly top 40.
Yeah, American Top 40.
American top 40. Yeah, no, I absolutely loved what Casey did and how he brought Shaggy Rogers to life. Oh,
Mhm.
and I would sit there in front of the TV, like, whoa, Scoob. And I would just, and same thing with you. There's my friends. Look, there's Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, my buddies. And I would just
Yes.
listen and I just absorb as much as I could.
Well, if it means anything, we're saving a seat for you.
You know what? I'll take that seat, Billy, anytime.
There's no finish line.
I'll take that seat.
There's no finish line.
I
No, you can attempt and take steps to head in any direction you want. And there is a website. I don't know if you know who D. Bradley Baker
Oh,
is.
come on now. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely freaky fan of what that dude can do and what he can put out.
Oh yeah.
Holy schmoly.
So, yeah, I'm in awe of the guy, and I always have been since we worked together on Space Jam 30 something years ago. But he has a website called iwannabeavoiceactor.com, and it's free, and there is information from A to Z on anything and everything that you would want to know about voiceover, like how to get started, how to make a demo tape, who to talk to, who to send stuff to. And how to audition and how to act on subtext rather than text. And,
Right.
I mean, he covers it A to Z, and it's very comprehensive.
Yeah, I would love to meet D. I had a chance to hang out with James Arnold Taylor for a little while.
Oh, I love him.
He was such a blessing and just a
he
real
is.
spirit, and just he genuinely loves and he wants to love and he wants to show you love. And you can sense that, kind of like Nolan North too.
Oh yeah,
hanging out with Nolan, it's just like,
yeah.
There's something about these guys that
They have an energy.
That's it. And I was just going to say that, like in today's world, and you were talking a little bit about this, some of the people that you meet or some of the people that are around you, you can definitely feel that energy. And then there's a bunch of dummies over here, but man, those guys, you as well, I can feel the energy just over this, but those guys, the energy, you can just tell there is something different about these guys.
Yes.
And I really admire these guys to a point that I want to watch, I want to follow, I want to see how they do what they can do, because I challenge myself to be a better husband, a better father, a better person. And you can never be the best.
And why not?
Amen. Absolutely. Why not?
Why not? If not you, then who?
It starts with you. It starts
If
with me.
Not now, when?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you waiting for? Music?
Get off your ass.
Yeah, really.
Let me ask you some goofy little questions. If Billy West were to host a dinner and you had three of your characters there, who's going to be the cook? Who's going to be the argumentative one? And who's going to be the judge of everybody else?
Gosh, I don't know. The judge of everybody else would be like Zap Brannigan or somebody pompous and self-centered. I know you people don't like this Donald Trump. I happen to admire the man. He's a total psycho, narcissist, sociopath, the type of guy that yells, "Ow," after he hits you.
All right. There's one off the bat. And I will tell you, that character, you do a really good job of bringing the quality of, I want to hit you. Like, his character is so, and you do such a great job of bringing that quality out.
He's deliciously stupid, and he's an a-hole.
Yeah.
And
narcissistic.
yep. Yeah, but they're the most fun to play, these thoroughly flawed people that think they're all that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
bet they are. Very much like
Yeah.
villains.
Zoidberg would be the cook because Zoidberg loves food. Zoidberg loves to eat. Why not? I got a mixing bowl. I got some food. I got some powder. I got this. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to add them all together and throw it in the oven. And even if it's burnt, Zoidberg will eat it because Zoidberg loves to eat.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And then last but not least, let's see, who's going to be the one who's arguing? Trump's the judge, Zoidberg's the cook, or Brannigan's the judge. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'd be arguing gun regulation, gun safety. Who needs courage when you have a gun?
Oh man, if there was a character that you had said, at the end of the day, we try to clear our minds and just kind of get down to earth and just relax. What is one character that just does not want to leave? That's just stuck in there, regardless of how much you pull them out.
I know you would think that would be the case, but I love them all so much that I can't pick a favorite.
Oh, no favorites.
Especially Matt Groening's characters.
Yeah.
He created them, and I had to be on my toes that day. When I went in, I was like, you can't F up. This is Matt Groening. And I just went with my guts. When I looked at a picture, the first thing I thought of, I'm smart enough to know that, because you can think yourself out of a great thing. You can start editing and discarding great, brilliant ideas because you're scared and you're thinking it's not going to be good enough. And that's how good ideas go down the sewer. Coming right from the gut is the best way to deal with it. And I was very fortunate that he picked me to do as many characters as I did.
Where were you in that situation? Oh my gosh, I have an audition.
I was in awe of the guy. I still am.
Yeah.
Yeah, to this day, he never not has an idea. He's always got an idea for something, and creativity just kind of pours out, and he's always thinking how something could be better. That much I can tell you.
Are you doing a lot of the remote work?
We go to the studios.
Okay.
And we work ensemble whenever we can.
Okay.
But there was a time, like during the pandemic, that we had to stay home. We couldn't go to the studio. So I had to work out of our houses and set up, makeshift sound booths and all that. Yeah.
What a pain in the butt.
Well, we got through it, and there was not much choice. And during that time, I said, I'm not going to sit here and do nothing. So I started writing a book. And next thing you know, 300 pages came flying out of me. And I said it was time to write a book because I'm 74 now. And, and I feel very fortunate. And I wanted to tell people where I came from. Nobody's interested in how great your life is going, how well you're doing. They want to know where the hell you came from. And so I cover that, because there's a lot of people going through the same stuff and worse, much worse.
Yeah.
And you tend to feel hopeless when you're trapped in your own house, especially if you have a parent that you want to love the parent, but the guy treats you like you're in a combat zone.
In your book, Voice or Versa? Is that
Voice
it?
Versa.
Voice
Yeah.
Versa.
People are already pre-ordering it. I can't believe it.
That's great. I mean, again, why can't you believe it?
I don't know. I don't think of myself as an author, but here I wrote a book. I could write short form stuff pretty well. But then once I started thinking about how to articulate the stuff that's happened to me, and some people will never believe some of the stuff that happened to me.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just bad stuff. I mean great stuff.
Sure.
Like I got to play with one of my idols, Brian Wilson.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
because I played music, and I was in his band for a while, the Brian Wilson band. I played lead guitar. We played on David Letterman's show.
Okay.
And we did about 6 gigs. And
Wow.
I couldn't believe that was happening. You know, he was the guy that wrote the soundtrack to my teens. Wrote Good Vibrations, wrote Heroes and Villains and God Only Knows. And I'm sitting with him playing music.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's such a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if somebody had told me that when I was a teenager, you know, you're gonna be playing with Brian Wilson someday, I would have never ever believed that. Never. Because I favored him over the Beatles. I loved the Beatles.
Really?
Adored them. But I favored Brian
Interesting.
because of his harmonies.
Was there anybody else that just kind of blew your mind in regards to like an idol like Brian Wilson that you've worked with? Or is there somebody out there that you would love to collaborate with?
Oh gosh. I don't know. It depends. It depends. Like if I was to do music,
Yeah.
I always dreamed of playing with another idol of mine. I never got to play with him, but I did meet him, and he knew who I was Jeff Beck.
Oh,
The guitar player.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Now, how did you meet him?
I met him. I was on Conan O'Brien's show once, and Max Weinberg happened to be at the concert venue where Jeff was playing, and I met him in the crowd passing, and I said, "I'm here to see Jeff, of course." And he goes, "Well, I was just backstage with him. Come on, I'll bring you back." And I meet the guy, and my knees were knocking. I have no celebrity worship at all. Celebrity doesn't mean a damn thing to me.
Yeah.
My heroes are frontline workers and, you know, sculptors
Amen.
and artists, painters, people who cure diseases are my heroes.
Sure.
But it's not celebrities. But somebody like Beck, you know, I was a fan of his since I was 16 years old. And you know, and I never thought the day would come when I would be just standing talking to him, and yeah, it was surreal.
Wow, that would be like a Jim Henson for me.
Yeah.
Or a Mel Blanc for me.
I met Mel.
Did you really?
Yes, I met him many years ago in 1980. He was giving a lecture and a slideshow, and he showed some film clips at an old university in Worcester, Massachusetts, called Clark University.
Wow, that is amazing.
He was doing autographs, and I just came up, and I couldn't believe I chatting with him. Some girl said, you know, he said, "And tell me your name," and she went, "Mary." And he said, "You know, my mother's name was Mary." Well, get out. Get out. I'm glad I don't have to hire employees. I'm glad I'm not a boss, because I'd be sitting here and I'd be interviewing some kid, and I go, do you have any special skills that you could bring to the job? Like I get offended. Okay, we can work with that. What do you see yourself doing at the company? I would like to know how to get your job. Oh, okay. You know, that's it. There's no, it's point A to point B. There's no, I got to work my way up.
Yeah.
I'm not really into that. Oh, you're not into that. Yeah, I get it.
I want to work on things and stuff. Is that all right?
Yeah, you know,
Gotta do the things.
but it's if I could work from home, that would even be better. If I could run the company and work from home, that would be preferable.
Well, I want to make a lot of money doing nothing. Can I
Join
do
the club.
that?
Everybody thinks that they're the first one to ever think of this.
Sure.
You know, we're different. We're special. We don't, believe in work.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we're always working. Well, the individuals,
Everybody's a work in progress.
the individuals that are evolving themselves are always
Yes,
working.
Hopefully you're always a work in progress.
Yes.
That there's like I said in the beginning, there's no finish line.
I get it. Yeah, and you should always know that too. You'll never be the best. You can
That's
always
right.
be better, because as soon as you think you're the best, that's where you stop.
Well, it's an impossible situation
Yep.
because you'll always be proven wrong.
Yeah.
If you think that that's the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super curious. The ADHD inside of me is killing me, and I have asked this of all my guests.
Mm-hmm.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Wow. I was always of the thought of left-handed creative. You're out there. So I'm always betting, I bet Billy West is left-handed. I bet he's beyond creative.
I'm right brain, right-handed.
Right. So the wires are they're going this way as opposed to this way.
Yeah, you have to talk to my mom about that.
And have you ever used a voice in a situation where you blurted something out? Now, we all blurt something out, whether you're thinking about it, it just comes out. But have you ever used a voice and just blurted it out, and then you hear it and you think, wow, that was really dumb, or wow.
Yeah, people are getting so passive aggressive now. And on airplanes, even before the plane lands, they've got their seat unbuckled.
Yeah.
Ready to spring out into the aisle and grab their suitcase. Everybody has the same exact friggin' idea.
Yeah.
And still, want to walk past the people that are sitting before them. They just have this sense of entitlement. No, I am in a hurry. And I was getting pushed into on a plane, and I just went, could you people be any more passive aggressive?
Oh my gosh. Everything that
You pushed me off, yeah. I need a nap. I'm cranky.
Grandma needs a nap.
Yeah, that's right. Cranky.
You have this energy about you, Billy, that I talked about before. Where does it come from? How do you keep driving and pushing that?
I don't know. I think it's I think it might be shades of what people would consider mental illness, like attention deficit disorder, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say Tourette's, but because that's an extreme condition.
Yeah.
But there are things that are not normal. I mean, I don't have the presence of somebody. I mean, I can pay attention and get serious when I need to.
Sure.
But talking about the craft and talking about life, I don't have an act. I mean, I just recount what's going through my head when I'm doing certain things.
You have overcome so much. Now, you did talk a little bit about some substance abuse.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that was maybe a coping mechanism or trying to get through something. But
yes, it was a way to treat pain.
But you overcame that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Because it would have destroyed me.
Absolutely. And you had said there were moments where it should have been over. I was, It was almost done.
Yeah, cracking up cars, and coming within an inch of my life and not even realizing it until afterwards. And then just like, oh, well, I guess I wasn't meant to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, cavalier, haughty, and cocky about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then look at you now. I mean, you were definitely meant to stay here a lot longer than the expiration date says you should have.
I hope so. I want to marry a young nurse.
Well, I appreciate you, Billy.
Sure thing.
In more than words, I can't express how much I appreciate the example that you set.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm excited to read your book. I'm excited to see you at the next convention. Blessings to you, my friend. And you know what? Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, and everything
Happy
in between.
Hanukkah. Happy harmonica. Happy solstice. Happy Festivus.
The Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah, everything. Happy everything.
Yeah. May God be
Cool.
with you, bless you. May your journeys and the winds be at your back.
Likewise.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Cheers.
You take care. Cheers to you.
Okay.